Make your bed. Chapter 1. Making your bed can be an accomplishment. In the training Admiral McRaven underwent, making a bed was a task along with uniform inspections, long swims, and obstacle runs. However, it was the first one of the day, and every cadet was expected to complete it immaculately. The habit Admiral McRaven acquired in the naval program, ENOT-C, stuck with him for the rest of his life. Having recovered from a serious injury, the first thing he did was get up and, you guessed it, make his bed. Why is it so important then? Start every day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Always respect everyone. Note that life is not fair and that you will fail often. William H. McRaven. From popular culture, we know that any military training is about discipline. Being disciplined means performing assigned tasks at regular intervals. This practice may seem automatic and lifeless, but its value lies in bringing more order into the chaos of our existence. Moreover, it makes you attentive to detail, of course, if you do it the Army way. At home, your bed should be neat and pleasant to look at. Finally, bed making is the easiest yet very real thing you can accomplish in a day. If you manage to do that, what else are you capable of? Our daily routines, when completed, can give an immense sense of pride and even bring consolation. Motivation doesn't appear out of nowhere. It would help if you prepared the ground for it. Making a bed is a perfect start. Nonetheless, you can do other things too. Don't leave the dirty dishes to sadly dry in the sink until later. You can also clean your shoes right after you come back from the stroll in the rain. These quick and simple tasks save up your future time. Most importantly, these accomplishments help you realize that your will is strong and can take control when necessary. The U.S. forces captured Saddam Hussein in December 2003. Saddam was held in confinement, during which time he was kept in a small room. He slept on an army cot, but with the luxury of sheets and a blanket. His covers were always crumpled at the foot of his cot. William H. McRaven. Chapter 2. Find people to rely on. The second advice suggests that whatever we do, we should not do it alone. It reminds us of the story of 7 sticks, where quarreling brothers were each given a stick by their father. They were later told to break their sticks. The brothers did it with ease. The wise father then made a bunch out of 7 other sticks and asked his sons to break it. And that was a nearly impossible task. The moral of this tale is that together we are stronger no matter what. You cannot paddle your boat alone. Find someone to share your life with. Make as many friends as possible, and never forget that your success depends on others. William H. McRaven. Admiral McRaven learned the value of teamwork in the first phase of training. He and his classmates had to carry a heavy rubber raft above or on their heads for a long time. One of the boys fell sick and could contribute very little to overall success. The other group members stuck up for him and shared his duty. The sick one later paid it off by helping out his teammates. Even the ones that seem to be the fittest for life can never make it all on their own. We have different experiences throughout life. When it treats us right, we sometimes believe that we are omnipotent, and thus we might grow a bit careless. Yet, when hardships come our way, we appear unprepared and lose our strength. These are the times when we need others to help us sort things out. Nevertheless, keep in mind that you depend on other people the same way they rely on you. This is what makes the core of our relationship mutual trust, compassion, and readiness to help. So make friends, as many as possible, and they will be there for you. Chapter 3. Make peace with the imperfection of life. Life is not fair, but who said it was supposed to be? The sooner we understand that the universe, fate, or supernatural beings do not owe us anything, the sooner we grow and mature. Different problems may occur as we make our journey. It is a fact. What matters is the way we react to these problems. If you want to change the world, learn to let go and carry on. As an example, let us look at a young woman. She is growing up in a nice yet overprotective family. Once she gets an opportunity to leave home, she moves to study in another city. Far away from her parents, she makes her first attempts to live as an adult. She meets a handsome man, and they start dating. Relatively soon, the woman realizes that she is pregnant. Hearing the news, the would-be father takes off for good. What does the young woman do? However devastating the situation, there are always several ways to deal with it. The woman may choose to be a single mother, raise her child, hoping to meet the right man later and have a family. The woman can also decide not to have this child and try to move on. Both options seem sound. But if the woman decides that she is incapable of living independently, that everything she does is make mistakes, what if she feels guilty for letting everyone, including herself, down and projects this guilt on the child she decides to keep? The outcome may be well beyond horrifying. It is easy to blame your circumstance in life on some outside force, to stop fighting for a better life because you believe that fate is against you. It is also easy to think that where you were raised, how your parents treated you, or the school you attended is all that determines your future. This is not true. William H. McRaven. A different story is told by the author of the book. Once his superior and later a friend, Lieutenant Martin, was an example of healthy living. He would ride his bicycle every day, weather permitting. He was doing the right thing that hurt no one, for sure. However, there came a day when another cyclist crashed into him. Martin has been in a wheelchair ever since. The crash didn't break the man. He became a renowned painter, a father, and he continues to oversee the triathlon in Colorado. Chapter 4. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You can't always win. That is normal, as life is a particular pattern of success and failure. Moreover, you would never know what the former feels as if it weren't for the latter. Failure is, by definition, the lack of success or inability to perform the tasks someone with authority set up for you. Imagine yourself doing a college course you treat rather carelessly. A week before the exam, you realize that you still have time to cram and pass it. However, like most of us, you fail, meaning that you will have to retake the course. This time you take it with all seriousness. As the exam comes, you pass it with flying colors. Most importantly, having mastered the subject, you can now tell how phenomena are intertwined. You have also developed self-discipline and gained a handful of optimism. Yes, you can do it. Life is a struggle, and the potential for failure is ever present. But those who live in fear of hardship or failure or embarrassment will never achieve their potential. William H. McRaven. A failure to measure up to NROT/C standards led the author of this book to surpass his expectations of himself. He became a commander of ASEAL team. In 2003, he was fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan as a one-star admiral. However, McRaven points out that in between, he still made mistakes and sometimes failed hard. He learned that you will always have a chance to lose heart, so you should pull yourself together and power through. Failure doesn't make you a loser. For its worth, it is your chance to brave the weather and grow stronger. Chapter 5. Don't fear, dare. Our self-preservation instinct tells us to stick to the safe side. Slow and sure wins the race, they say. However, if you always follow the beaten path, the scope of your life gets gradually narrowed. Moreover, nothing new can come into it. Most of us fear taking risks because they find it synonymous with danger. However, it is not entirely true. Risk is an opportunity with an unknown outcome. This last one can be both positive and negative. You may as well gain nothing in the end. However, risk helps you extend your experience and mature. Change will never take place unless you are ready to take risks. Taking a risk doesn't have to be something big and drastic. You can start by doing the usual things differently. For example, every day you take the same route to work and back home. Try to reroute a bit, take a long way, or use other kinds of transportation. If your usual recreation time is all about playing a computer game, try to go for a walk without your gadgets, unless you have a poor sense of direction. You can also go to your favorite restaurant and order a different dish from the menu. Test your taste, so to say. William H. McRaven recollects the case with hostage rescue in Iraq, 2004. Al-Qaeda was an unconventional organization compared to the U.S. task force. The latter resembled an orderly hierarchy with a long, rather a bureaucratic process of decision-making, whereas the former was more like a hydra and rootstock at the same time. The hostages had to be released in a daytime raid because the terrorists moved and restructured fast. Admiral McRaven was the one to approve such an operation, which proved to be successful and a most daring experience for many participants of it. Life is a struggle, and the potential for failure is ever present, but those who live in fear of failure or hardship or embarrassment will never achieve their potential. William H. McRaven. Chapter 6. In the darkest time, there is always light. Hell Week was a pivotal event intended to sieve away cadets too weak to be SEALs. A week with no sleep and little rest, exhaustive physical training, and harassment from the instructors. Your body and your mind alike need to be fit to withstand the harsh conditions of war, for example. To change the world, be your very best in the darkest moments. William H. McRaven. To have students quit, instructors use the different ins and outs. On the third day, one of them offered some warm food and an opportunity to eat it by the fire. Strings attached were that 5 cadets had to come up and quit voluntarily. One of them nearly did so. The author tried to prevent him from making a mistake, but the cadet seemed to have it all figured out already. All of a sudden, a weary and hoarse voice started singing a song with profane lyrics. Everyone knew it, so they all picked up. No matter how hard the team of instructors tried to silence them, the singing only grew stronger. Hope has the potential to inspire people and nations alike. This is the story of how even one person can inspire and give hope to others. It is not about motivation, as it arises out of the balance between the clear goal and means of achieving it. Hope, on the other hand, is probably irrational. It appeals to our innermost feelings of doubt and converts them to subconscious assertions telling us this person did it. I can too. While there is hope, there is a way, and we all know that. Deep down. Did you know? Every time someone loses their loved ones, we mourn their loss, but at the same time, fear the same might happen to us. Chapter 7. Conclusion. All of William H. McRaven's examples revolve around his rigorous military training. Definitely, not many of us choose to follow this path. However, the conclusions he draws based on his experience are relevant for us, the civilians. We can try to minimize the chaos of our lives by bringing in some order. We can pave the road to big accomplishments by disciplining ourselves to complete small tasks. We can make the first step and inspire others by showing that they can trust and rely on you. Life is not a bed of roses. It is full of difficult times, but someone elsewhere has it worse than you do. If you intentionally fill your days with pity and sorrow for the way you have been treated, feeling bad about your lot in life, blaming your circumstances on someone or something else, then life will be long and hard. If you, however, refuse to give up on your dreams, stand strong and tall against all odds, then your life will be what you make of it, and you can make it great. Never, ever blame your misfortune on anyone or anything. Never give up. The main point is to stop waiting for someone or something to make things happen. You can be the one to induce changes. You summon your willpower, start from yourself, and see how the world around you transforms. Maybe only in your own eyes, but that is already a big leap forward, as one of the hardest things is to change yourself. Try this. Consider these practical things you can do. Starting today, begin each day with a task completed. It will help you feel more capable. Find someone to help you and guide you through life. You will learn to trust. Respect everyone who crosses your path. It will teach you dignity. Next time you fail hard, don't make things worse by humiliating yourself. Inhale and shift the focus to the things that have the potential to make your life better. Make a top 5 list of the things that seem to break you. Write down what helped you overcome them, what you learned about yourself from them, and how it made you stronger. For it did.